Therefore, any citizen-initiated referendum question must not violate the constitutional rights of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples, and must uphold and honor Treaties 6, 7, and 8 should any referendum question ever pass. This is non-negotiable. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, that being separation. We are well aware that there is a large and growing number of Albertans that have lost hope in Alberta having a free and prosperous future as a part of Canada.
She knows when it's time to make an exit. That is for sure. I mean, Danielle Smith, she addressed Alberta today. She addressed actually Canada. She had her presser on CPAC today, and she has had enough. It's almost just reminds me of a woman being in an abusive relationship. I mean, and I don't say that lightly. She's literally saying that she feels attacked by Ottawa, certainly over the last 10 years of just, again, it's actually happening, people. You know, the boot that was talked about that is smushing your face, picture a boot stepping on your face. That is what it's like. And she is one premier, and also Scott Moe, but her mostly, that's standing up to say, we have had enough of this. And she's addressing the country and saying that, and taking on whatever criticism she might face after this. I mean, she says that she wants sovereignty within a united Canada. And that makes sense to me. I know that some people don't get down with that idea and it doesn't make sense. She wants to run her business, her life, her province the way that she wants to run it, and not be under the foot of Ottawa and all their oppression of her natural resources, of making that province, which is the economic like hub of Canada, and it should be. But we're suppressing it, and she knows it, and she's fighting for it. And I think that's amazing. She wants to work with Mark Carney. And then some people say, well, she shouldn't even speak to him until he repeals the bill. But she's trying, you know, you have to negotiate. You can't just go, oh, I'm not talking to you. You can't ghost somebody. You have to communicate. So she's like, I'm willing to communicate. She is hopeful that things will get better. But it just seems so bleak. Let's listen to a little bit more of what she had to say.
My fellow Albertans, today I wish to speak to you about the future of Alberta and Canada. Albertans have always been loyal, proud, and generous Canadians. We love Canada. We have fought wars and died defending Canada. We've opened our doors wide for millions of our fellow Canadians searching for opportunity, many of whom stay and become Albertan, and many who return home to their native province. All have been welcomed with open arms. Our province has contributed hundreds of billions of dollars more to the federal treasury for use in other parts of the country than we'll ever receive back in benefits. We have allowed this to, frankly, we know how blessed our province is with an endowment of natural resources that no other country on earth possesses. And we want all of our friends, families, and fellow Canadians across the country to benefit from it. We don't ask for special treatment or handouts. We just want to be free to develop and export that incredible wealth of resources we have for the benefit of our families and future generations.
That's right. You got to be your best self. Isn't that what they say to everybody? And I mean, this is, I know there was a big rally in Edmonton over the weekend to support this. I mean, people in Alberta are really behind this, and I don't think she's going to have any problems getting the signatures. I mean, she lowered the threshold for the signatures to 177,000 for a referendum. It was 600,000 and 90 days to gather all those signatures, but now it's down to 177 and 120 days. So you have more time to get less signatures. Now, I don't know if this is completely passed yet, and if it is legal. I think it's on its way to becoming legal. And one thing that did concern me in the beginning was a clip that I played right in the beginning of her saying, you know, I respect what the Métis and the Inuit and the native populations, communities have to say. Nothing can violate the Constitution. So already, like, what if some native groups oppose splitting? I mean, could that really throw a wrench in the whole thing? You know, but she did very clearly talk about the natives situation in the beginning. And also, she's putting a committee together. She's appointing a special team to represent Alberta in negotiations with the federal government. I mean, that's what you got to do. When you got problems in a relationship, you either get a counselor or you get a mediator. And she's like, hey, I cannot deal with you lunatics, you net zero lunatics that want to keep the oil in the ground. I'm appointing a committee to help with those negotiations. But let's listen to a little bit more of what she had to say.
Alberta's free economy, and in effect, against the future and livelihoods of our people. They have blocked new pipelines with C-69, canceled multiple oil and gas projects, and banned the very tanker ships needed to carry those resources to new markets. They have stacked an oil and gas production cap on top of a crippling industrial carbon tax, making new energy and agricultural projects economically impossible to pursue without massive subsidies from governments, which Ottawa has failed to provide and which our taxpayers cannot afford. This onslaught of anti-energy, anti-agriculture, and anti-resource development policies have scared away global investments to the tune of $500 billion, driving those investments and jobs out of Alberta and Canada to much more attractive investment climates in the United States, Asia, and the Middle East.
I mean, it's so true. Like, why come here to build your business if you're so unsure? If businesses are not going to want to come here and invest here, you're making it difficult for outside investment. The government is doing that, the federal government, and you're making it difficult for people within Canada. And if you cannot even just look around, I mean, look around. I mean, I went to go get a pop from a local corner store today that had been there for years, and the corner store shut down, business closed. My 7-Eleven near my house, business closed. Like, I don't know what's behind it all. It's not, I don't know if new businesses are going in, but like businesses are shutting all around. It's like not viable to even have a store, like a corner store. It's such a staple in the neighborhood. I went to get a haircut today, and those owners sold the business. The hairdresser that I have is still there, but the owner sold the business. A lot of the clientele is gone. The business is struggling a little bit, and she's struggling because she's not making the money she used to make, and she's looking for another job. And as a hairdresser, you think, well, there's lots of jobs, there's so many salons, but she's like finding it so tough. And she's such talented hairdresser, but she's not making that much money. Like it's just like getting really depressing, but it's getting really noticeable, like even more noticeable. It's only been a week. These buggers have been in power. This is how bad it is in a week. But she does talk a bit. She directly talks about how she feels about Carney, and it's no secret. I mean, Carney is a bit slimy. He's the kind of guy that'll smile to your face and then have a little dagger behind his back. But you know what I mean? He knows how to be a charmer. He knows how to be a smoother, believe it or not. He's got that personality that makes you think he's a little bit friendly, that he's very logical. You've seen him on the Jon Stewart show. He can be charming. I think he can be very charming around Trump. I can't wait to see them together in the Oval Office, because Trump has had so many world leaders, the Italian prime minister, the Irish prime minister. He's had Zelensky there. That was TV gold. And so I'd love to see him and Carney. But the thing is, it'll probably be a very reasonable, civilized conversation because Carney knows how to play it. He knows how to play it. He doesn't screw things like that up because he knows what he needs to say to your face and then do something else behind your back. Let's just listen to a little bit more of Danielle Smith as she addressed the nation today.
Budget crisis, and that oversaw the attack on our provincial economy for the past 10 years, have been returned to power. Now, as we all know, one thing has changed. We have a new prime minister. And I will say that in my first conversation with him since the election, he had some promising things to say about changing the direction of his government's anti-resource policies. However, Albertans are more of a actions speak louder than words kind of people. So while I will in good faith work with Prime Minister Mark Carney on unwinding the mountain of destructive legislation and policies that have ravaged our provincial and national economies this past decade, until I see tangible proof of real change, Alberta will be taking steps to better protect ourselves from Ottawa.
Wow. Good for her. I mean, at least she's saying the things. I mean, there's no politician can please everybody. There's always going to be something that she does that somebody else is going to not like and take issue with. But she's a politician. She has to be reasonable. She has to kind of appease the masses, yet be strong. It's a very difficult thing to do. And it is a very controversial thing to do, to say, I've had enough. There is talk of referendums and separating. This is how it's going. This is how bad it is. You have to break up. A woman knows when to break up and when the relationship is over. And she's like, this relationship is, I'm going to block you. You know, she's at the point where she's going to block their number. This is how bad it is. And it is bad. We can't deny it. I mean, let me, you know, if we didn't have so many liberal nut jobs in BC, could go right along with it. BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, go. Forget this. If all the eastern provinces and Ontario and Quebec, they all want to be in liberal la la land, let them be. And I just cannot believe Canadians, it's been a week, that we voted for this. We voted for more of this. We voted for the same government, the same cabinet, the same people, the Francois Philippe Champagne, Anita Anand, Chrystia Freeland, Dominic LeBlanc, Melanie Joly, all them same buggers. We voted for this. We voted for the government that you know, gave us mandates and locked us down and ruined our businesses. And we said, yeah, we're going to vote for more of that because we're scared of Trump. We don't like Trump. I mean, the smart people didn't vote. I tip my hat to the people, the smart people that didn't vote for this nonsense, that voted for change. I know who you are. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the dum-dums in our lives that chose this again. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Please leave me a comment. If BC wanted to go with Alberta, I'm pretty sure we'd all go right along with it. If you enjoy my channel, please come back and spend more time with me. Click subscribe if you'd like to subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 15, 20,000. I mean, come on, let's do it. Let's see if you can do it. Thank you for watching this video today, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.